So today has been a nice opportunity to come here to the ANU and give a bit of a seminar very much aligned with the issues that the Rangelands Journal is trying to cover, but thinking about how all of these issues around how rangelands operate, how that might actually drive changing theory and conceptualization for our science around these regions. I think there are probably two big things I'd like people to take away. One is that it is possible to try and think about rangelands in a way which is different to taking a single discipline or a single sectoral view and then finding that you run up against how does that sector deal with variability or deal with remote populations or whatever, and instead sort of swiveling that through 90 degrees and thinking about what are the common features about being remote or common features about dealing with variability which might inform a whole lot of different sectors, and can we create some sort of rangelands theory or concepts which enable people to manage and to make policy about rangelands much better because the same concept applies across a whole lot of different sectors and so on. The second thing I hope is a bit of excitement about the fact that I think these issues are actually profoundly important for the world at large because a lot of them are based on the sort of distance and the lack of understanding of how Desert Australia operates in cities, which is where most of our people live. Not a malevolent or deliberate ignoring of it, but just the day-to-day lives and how cities operate is just very different. And as a consequence of that, the mental models for how we apply governance for local government, things like that, come from city environments, and they don't necessarily work very well in a remote Aboriginal community. The sorts of standards we use for buildings or for water supplies come from urban environments, and they may be very inappropriate to a remote community again. And many other things play out like that in the way that we operate. So I hope as and that issue is becoming one of great significance for the world at large as the whole world becomes more urbanized, and over the next 30 or 40 years we're going to see 70 to 80% of the world living in cities, and these sorts of issues are going to play out right across the world.